You may have watched a race car driver on TV. There are people who do not drive the cars, but they are very important to winning the race. Meet Harshal. Harshal is a crew chief for a racing team. A crew chief is a leader of a racing team. Let's look at what a day as a crew chief looks like for Harshal. It's 9 a.m. on Wednesday when Harshal arrives at work. His main focus this morning is to prepare for a race this Sunday. To prepare for the race, Harshal needs to make changes to the race car. This track has extra hills, so Harshal wants to make sure that the car will be able to go fast as possible over the hills. To make the car as fast as possible, Harshal needs to adjust the car's engine so it can quickly convert the energy in the fuel to kinetic energy in order to put the car into motion. The energy of motion is called kinetic energy. The faster the car goes, the more kinetic energy it has. Harshal knows that having the fastest car will help him win the race. Harshal opens a file on his computer from last week's race. He wants to show one of the other crew members on the team how the speed of the car relates to the kinetic energy. The graph makes it easier to explain to the other team members why kinetic energy is important in the race. Harshal and the other engineers come up with a plan for adjusting the car's engine so it will be as powerful as possible. Pause the video and take a closer look at the graph. Harshal explains to the crew members all of the changes he wants to make to the car to get ready for the race. He tells them to replace some old engine parts with new parts to make sure that the engine is as powerful as it can be. He also has his crew adjust the steering, add new brakes, and put a new set of tires on the car. At noon, Harshal takes a break for lunch. He is meeting a couple of the team engineers and the driver to go to a local restaurant for burgers and fries. The team talks about some of their strategies for the race on Sunday before heading back to the shop to work for the afternoon. It is 1:30 when the team returns to the shop. Harshal works in his office on his computer. He watches the video from last year's race at the same track they are going to race at on Sunday. Harshal makes notes on his phone about the race to discuss with the driver, such as the moves that the winner made in order to get first place. At 4 p.m., Harshal inspects the race car to make sure all of the changes were made. After Harshal inspects the car inside and out, he emails one of the other racing team members to let them know that the car is ready to be loaded onto the trailer first thing in the morning. It's now 6 p.m. and Harshal is ready to go home. Even though he is tired, he stops at the gym on his way home to work out. He wants to make sure he stays in good shape so he can keep up with all the physical demands of his job, like working outside in the heat during summer races. Now it's your turn to go on an adventure and be a crew chief.